Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for another series from the Trash Can League. This time it's the round 5 game between Alligator and Fitzbro. Game number 1 will be played on Saguenay. Looks like we have the winter spawn today. We see Alligator spawning into the east of the map in the colour blue, playing as the German civilization. His opponent today, Fitzbro, is being opened up with the Incans playing to the west of the map in the colour red. Do you see a bit of an interesting scamming pattern here from Fitzbro, going straight for this northern treasure here, noticing that there's always a decent treasure on the top side, so he's going to try his luck, and his luck has been thoroughly rewarded. 100 wood treasure, certainly a great way to kick his game off. And will he try and go open with the Queen's Festival from the Cancer House? I'm not too sure he will, actually. It's not like he's trying to go for too much coin. He's other coin based in treasure, which he's declined. I think he's just happy to go for double Cancer House here, and maybe with this wood treasure here, go for a third Cancer House. So a lot of extra food generation, and that should surely speed up his age up for a very decent time so far. Meanwhile, we do see Alligator down to the south of the map. He's opened himself up with a market house as per usual. Does have his hunting dogs ready to go. Trying to herd in the muskox. Actually, does actually get a decent herd, but the starting hunt of muskox on Saguenay, you cannot herd. So yeah, you can only move them by shooting them in direction, but then you slowly walk. So it's not like a classic herd where the entire herd pack of animals moves as well. So got to be careful with that. But does ensure that they do stick around the TC quite close. And yeah, well, this is great position play here from Alligator. Nice muskox right underneath the town centre, ready for these 3 settler wagons to move into the town centre and onto the bison afterwards. 75 wood being picked up here by Alligator, and Fitz has only just managed to pick up that 100 wood treasure and starting to move on. His Explorer, wow, 45 HP afterwards. He's thoroughly wounded behind this. But he's a trooper, he will carry on scouting, but I don't really think he can take on many treasures behind here. He's got to be careful to not lose his Explorer, because that would be certainly, very, very devastating for him. And, you don't want to give your opponent, especially a German opponent, 100 XP. In Germany, they do need that XP greatly due to their penalty, and just having a anti-cavalry Explorer like the Spearman-style Inca Explorer off the field is such a win for Germany as well. So you've got to be very careful in that situation. Let's have a look at Alligator's deck, see what he's playing with here today. Germany's best, what can I say? It's a very standard deck here, yes. He has 5 Uhlans here over a 600 coin shipment possibly. He's gone for triple military and the double cav upgrades in H2. Doesn't have any hand upgrades at H2 and has the triple military as we said before, which means he only has space for 1 extra card in the 4th age apart from the 2 factories. So that's going to be the 2 heavy cannons. Does have himself the economic theory as well in age 1, and in age 3 looks like he's declined to have 3 war wagons and has 5 DOPs instead of 3 war wagons. That is a very interesting decision. It's a decision, it's not a bad decision for this specific matchup, but I wouldn't expect him to take this deck, in other games, let's say versus France, versus China, versus just other civs. 3 war wagons is a very safe shipment. Usually, it's one of those safest shipments in the 3rd age that you can't really be punished by going 3 war wagons first. You can always pull them back if you need to get out of a sticky situation, and sometimes if you open skirmishes, you can just get destroyed if your opponent has a large mass of cavalry, because obviously skirms can't outrun cav in that situation. Age up now, coming in here for Alligator. We do see the southern trade post being taken. Obviously Alligator, knowing that this is a vertical trading line here, may have intentions of taking the other 2 trading sites. It'd be interesting to see what his first card is. I think if it's 300, if it's 3 settler wagons stable opening in base, I think we're going to see standard semi-FF play here from Alligator. But there's also the possibility of him opening up with 700 woods, and I think that should be able to be used to fund another 2 trading posts, stagecoach, and you'll still get the 400 wood from the age up as well, and that would help him get that 3rd house to maintain Ulan production. So interesting to see how Alligator plays this. I've noticed a bit of red on the northern side. We see Fitzbro dropping down a dock on Saguenay Winter. You don't often see this. Can't really put any buildings on the ice next to the docks to protect it, and there's certainly no islands for the Incan player to camp. But then again, going water on the winter map version is also smart because players expect it a little bit less in that sense. So it does give Fitzbro that tactical opportunity to grow his economy away from cavalry raids and away from Alligator. Really knowing, to be honest. So yeah, first shipment here from Alligator on the age up is going to be the 3 settler wagons. 1 settler wagon moving forward to pick up the wood. 2nd settler wagon got the other 2 wood crates, it seems, and we'll see how he does spend it. Back into Incas, not Incas. It is Incas. Of course, it's Inca. I don't know what I was thinking then. He's opening up with 600 wood shipment. Opens Schooner's card number 1, and if Alligator was checking his opponent's deck, which, you know, I'm doing now, but I've got only around to it a little bit later than I probably should have, he will notice there is no 300 wood age 1, so there's no kind of classic age 1 shipment for the Inca like to go with, and you know, saying Schooners is a bit of a committal to water, which he's going to carry on now, really waiting for the remaining wood crates to come in to continue that production of fishing boats. Like, he does have enough wood to get it on, but he's trying to train double batch of spearmen. I don't think he needs double batches of spearmen. I know that Alligator likes to open up cavalry. Let's see if where his building is. I haven't quite seen the building from here. Maybe he's just going to go for a straight FF here, riding with Alligator. Yeah, it's just going to be... He's just building a house now to continue his villager production, but I imagine his next card here will be 700 woods, no units trained, and just going for a straight FF. So a bit of an interesting play here from Germany, and yeah, using his 2 Uhlans actually to help take treasures. 120 food certainly will help him in that age up progression. Very, very nice. Has he scouted this other main treasure, which is the Cherokee Rifleman? I don't think so. And the one treasure by his base is 110 coins. Certainly worth taking. If he's not seen it already, he hasn't seen it, so I don't think he will. Picks up the Chasqui from the town centre. That's quite nice. And the Uhlans move in. They do see the Plume Spearman. Fitzbro thinking he's on for a winner. But actually, not many other units for those spearmen to work on. So maybe those spearmen can get diverted onto the trading post and take Alligator back a few pegs. The fish boom here on the water is continuing. Double dock, double fishing boat production. 2 plume spearmen, no villager in queue. We now see the villager. And yeah, 4 fishing boats out on the map already. Not the greatest amount. Do see a decent amount of characters. Well, only 4. This Incan eco is taking a while to get going, but I'm sure once all attacks run through, that economy should be looking rather good. He does have salt ponds to benefit both his fishing boats and his villagers on herded animals and hunted animals. So a very strong shipment. I'm expecting him to go salted ponds here now, or another 600. And yeah, there's the salted ponds coming in behind this to boost his fishing eco and his food eco in general. 20% on everything. Very nice to see. It is on whales as well. Yes, it does benefit whales, so it's a bit of food, bit of whales, bit of everything. Maybe not as strong as rendering plants, but it does function very differently. So in some cases it can be stronger. Ulan raiding base, but double war hut with their multiplier should ensure that gets swiftly killed. Can't imagine a villager going down in that situation. The train post is down, and everything's looking fine in Fitzbro's world. Except for Alligator now, hitting up to that fortress age, getting his great goats on. Very good to see. His economy here, place mine steel traps, no amalgamation. Don't think he will be going amalgamation here. It's actually queuing up doppelsonders and Ulan. So going dop Ulan here instead of any skirmishers. He has seen these spearmen, so I feel that a batch of 5 skirmishers would not go amiss early on. And obviously just versus age 2 Inca as well. Jungle Bowmen, they do a good job, but they're not veteran units, so it does actually it does take a while for their Jungle Bowman mass to pay off. And Spearman pushing onto the barracks. This is just risky here from Fritz, because all it needs is an Explorer melee mode and a Minutemen call to snare these guys. One villager moving forward to try and keep the Incan player a little bit interested. One Ulan being trained, that could be the snaring material. He's actually committing to the barracks with a doppelsonder, so just about come out. It's being very, very close. One more. Oh, he does it! He gets it out. That is. Oh, it's so close. The Spearmen do their job, but he has taken many casualties from the Minutemen. And all in all, you've got to say that's a favourable trade there for Alligator. Yes, he doesn't get his shipment out, but he does push Incan player back. Incan player does take heavy losses, and all in the end providing more experience points there for Alligator to then send his next shipment afterwards, which is going to be the 8 skirmishers. Minutemen here working very, very well. Does have, obviously, 6 Ulans out in the field. A couple Ulans, 1 Ulan going topside trying to raid. Fishnika here from Fitzbro starting to take off. Does Aligator have any vision on this? I don't think he does. Oh, no, he does see the docks. He does see the docks. So this is actually interesting play. I feel in this situation, you might want to go... Would you go 1k wood here to try and contest? You are aware that Chincha rafts are from the Inca are just incredibly strong, so... Although it's tempting to try and contest the water here, I can see why the continuation on the land is the play. And maybe getting back onto the train line for a 3 TP stagecoach is going to help out. But yeah, Alligator's just going to go for the timing and just say, okay, you got fish and eco, it's fine, but I'm going to destroy your base. At the moment, just some plumed spearmen are easy pickings for this early skirmisher mass. Feels like Germany should be at a few more shipments now. I do encourage players to build a church at home, safe generation of experience points continuously. A train post out on the map is great until it gets burnt down, and then the church is just better overall because it just continues providing that XP at 0.7 XP per second. And Alligator walks in to see double war hut and thinking, yeah, no, not just yet. I'm going to move back for the time being. Yeah, indeed. A couple of warlands here moving on the southern side. Maybe it's just trying to just path around here to kind of push up this avenue behind the tree line. But yeah, skirmishers going in nice and deep. 4 Minutemen's taking up 4 population on 1 HP, but certainly good cannon fodder there for the war huts if they actually do fire the Minutemen. Oh, yeah, he's focusing that one skirmisher continuously. Doesn't see much behind here. Inca player here is keeping his cards very close to his chest, going plumed spearman, and Chimu runner is his primary composition. And actually, in the end, this fishing eco is starting to really pay off very, very well. 17 fishing boats with gill nets and salt ponds, so very good to see the gill nets. Wood income here is a little bit low here from Fitzbro, so he may want to go for another 600 wood at a later point. Does he though? Doesn't really need to. He hasn't got a market yet. I think a market here to try and buff his villagers, gather it on the wood is certainly going to be very, very strong. Does have the population space here to go Cree and 5 CDB as well, especially with his strong food eco. He's only got 1 batch of whales occupied at the moment, so I would encourage him to kind of take some of this food off, especially when you've got more than 1,200. You know that any extra food you're never really going to spend for a long, long time. And yeah, it looks like the coin here from Fitz is still lacking to get the age up in. I know he wants to try and maybe make some more units age 2. Get some veteran dops in here from Alligator. We did see the 5 doppelsonder idea in his deck. No dop combat though, or any doppel cards in the second age. You know, maybe if there's a dop idea, maybe taking that out team cavalry attack for hand infantry HP as well, considering these units are very HP high in comparison to their attack. Oh, Fitzbro, look at this. Look at this. He's got 26 Chimu runners here. 9 bowmen, but his also spearman count is pretty decent in the end. I don't know where those spearmen are. A couple behind here. 11 spearmen in total. A few of them are riding with the Chimu runners as well. And although these docks are coming down, which could spell a great opportunity here for Alligator to drop down his own dock, single caravel, clean up the entire water behind, concerted push on land and water together. You know what's coming, and you know you're about to get trapped here. And this is where the frigate really helps to kind of cover your back. I know he probably wasn't anticipating a water match here from the Incan player, but this is the time where Inca is moving to surround, and look at this RTS skill here from Fitzbro. Alligator's looking. He's seen a couple units there. There's the Chimu spam. There's the training post trying to be taken out, and he's thinking, oh, I'm trapped against the water, and oh god. Fitzbro need to move in and surround that and punish that army. A couple dops here actually sprinting to catch up in their formation could prove absolutely crucial in this fight versus mainly Chimu spam. And I think Alligator's just been let off the hook there. He really has. This mass that Fitzbro has got does look very strong in that situation, especially versus kind of skirm Ulan heavy. But now this reinforcing batch of 9 Ulans as well coming from the home city shipment. No, he said 5. He said 5 dops. It just had a double batch of Ulans. It's not double stable. It's certainly not double stable. Just maybe just 2 batches of Ulans, one being held back and then just coming at a later time. Anyway, Stagecoach coming in to provide 2 trading post eco. Certainly will help him get that 3rd once the Explorer gets revived. And yeah, the Chima's just guarding the side. Not looking to go for any dock again. He's just happy with the amount of fishing boats he has. Still not really got onto the whales. He's just prioritising that food income. Just looking back at to Fitzbro's position. Still having more than 1,200 food. But he's got a great macro here for Chima spam here. Going for another catcher house behind. Does have Chinchabrun, which... If you've got water, I don't think Chinchabrun here really adds too much to your situation. Could go fish market instead, maybe. I think it's tough to say. I think fish market will probably have a little bit more tangible effect than... No, Chinchabrun is probably stronger than fish market. It all being said, obviously the catcher houses are infinite. And it's going from 0.6 to 0.9, where fish market will probably go from about 0.67 to about 0.84 if it was that base, so it's not as big of a difference. A big fight here. Dop's taking a great frontline position here. A lot of bowmen here going to work around. Chima's going to pull back, wait for the Spearman to move in first. Spearman holding that position first, and with the Chima's coming behind, but it's actually a lot of Dops behind here. Alligator knowing that Inca's struggles with Doppel Solace in total. 16 veteran Dops smashing their way. The Chimas are just falling like flies. They're not well equipped to deal with the Doppelsonders. Bowman doing quite well on the back line here, trying to pick off the Doppels. And all in all, I'd have to say that's a good fight there for Alligator. Fitzbro's eco in the water is certainly keeping him in a decent position. Big batch of Woodlands just being sent across the hometown, to the home city. Let's see what Fitzbro's making. He's got 1 batch of Plume Spearman. Does have only 1 war hut standing. He lost the other war hut. Chima's being sent behind here. Spearman will come out. He's focusing down the Doppels very, very well with the Bowman. Spearman come out the wrong side, not directly onto the Vetland, and another batch of veteran Doppelsonders onto the Spearman as well, and that's going to be a great shipment there for Alligator. More Uhlans charging across, and the quarter game is over. The GG's been called. It looks like Alligator taking game 1, and honestly, I thought that was I thought it was a closer game than it looked. I know it looked a little bit Alligator dictating the pace in that, but if Fitzbro just a little bit more coin there and had that 3rd production facility, that mass would have been so much higher. And once he realised that the German army was here with no place to retreat, he had perfectly lined up a Chimu container here just to get a great surround. Had a great surface area as well to engage from, but chose to decline that. Went for the trading post, and then Alligator was able to get reinforcements. But I think Fitzbro could have cleaned up the army there at that moment in time. If we looked at the post game for that position, military counter, it was probably about this time where Fitzbro was moving his army slightly ahead in population. Yes, German player might have stronger units, but the Uhlans are, let's say, pop inefficient, we can argue. I'll say that the actual strength of forces was just about in the Incan player's favour. But yeah, Fitzbro let Alligator off the hook. The fish boom was pretty good. Village production afterwards slowed to a halt, which is a bit of a shame to see behind there. I'm not even too sure we ever saw a market to help generate that wood income there from the villagers chopping trees in transition. So yeah, not ideal there. But yeah, no, nice ideas from both players. Nice ideas from Fitzbro for the water on the winter Saguenay. Not many players expect that. Nice ideas there from the veteran Doppels from Alligator. Working really well. 17 Doppels. Would love to send Doppel combat at that moment in time instead of something like 8 Uhlans. But his hands were tied. He ran out of Uhlans and didn't have Doppel combat and went in for the next GG shipments. So yes, let's give Alligator his beautiful point there. So it's 1-0 to the Alligator, and we move on to game number 2. Round 5. Alligator versus Fitz. Let's do it. Oh, the Guardians are here. Lina, so you got drafted by the for the Guardians. Same with Gator, same with Passy. It's honestly, that team there is like my dream team. That's like EPCM, TC, Trash Can League boys uniting together. But my ragtag bunch of people known as the Semi-FF gang will come out supreme. Maybe not. I don't mind. It's only a bit of fun. Just like the Trash Can League is. And in the second game of this series, we do see Fitzbro spawning to the north of the map Kamchatka, playing as the haudenosaunee in the colour red. Alligator here, playing as the British. This is Alligator's home map here, him being the home player in this matchup. And also Alligator winning the last map has decided to play as the British here, with Fitz countering as the haudenosaunee / Iro. Now a bit confused here by Alligator's scouting pattern. This map is always a mad dash to the centre. This is where the big treasures are. This is where the 75 wood is. This is where the 80 wood is. And Fitzbro asserting his dominance, taking out his Discovery Travois, his big boy Explorer, and his Duba the pet monkey right to the centre. And yeah, Alligator here eventually coming up, but all the ships are gone. But actually, maybe we'll get a nice surprise snipe here. Unfortunately, Duba the pet monkey stands in the head of the Explorer. Will get his fair share of getting smacked. But now, Fitzbro, he must have just seen the Explorer, yes. It says rest in peace, but does see the Explorer. He knows what's happening. He's running away from the British Explorer, which I'm not really too sure. Alligator's taking the treasure? What's going on here? Why do you do that? And where's Fitzbro going? I'm not really too sure what's going on. Why would you take this treasure on when you know there's a haudenosaunee Explorer nearby? It's just so much stronger. Just look at the HP go down. And if Iro just sits on his Explorer in melee, goodbye British Explorer, and goodbye your 75 wood treasure. He's going to try his best to stand behind, creep up from behind in the cover of darkness. One side gets crack-shotted, working on the Tiger. He might actually try and move back. There's the double attack there from the Tiger. Lots of experience HP being taken down by this British Explorer here. And Fitzbro may try and go for a sneaky crack-shot snipe, but I think he's just waiting naturally. He always goes for the thing, and both players take a momentary freeze. But I do think Fitzbro is taking that treasure. Fitzbro has stolen it, and Alligator losing 207 HP and his pride and his wood for that matter. I'm surprised both players go the other way. That should be Alligator punishing that, because that was a mistake if I've ever seen one. He did not see. How did you not see him? How did you not see him? Oh my, really? Maybe Fitzbro had vision on your Explorer due to the treasure illuminating, still working on that treasure. It's like in line of sight. But maybe you're outside his line of sight, or maybe you're just being a bit of a dopey moment and not realising. But you must have seen that. You must have seen the treasure guarding moves. You must have seen the dude with the pet monkey go down as well. Something along those lines. And now you're looking on for those tier 1 treasures, scouting the same area you've scouted before. This is your scout pattern. And luckily you got dude with the pet monkey finding the single goat for you and helping you get some position in the first age. Let's have a look at Alligator's British deck to see anything interesting coming up from himself. He's got Virginia Company in his deck. It's probably the same deck he uses every single game. I noticed though that very interestingly he has 4 Hussar, 5 Hussar Cav Combat in the third age. No room for 9 Musketeers. Does have Mus Combat. Still has Yeomanry in his deck, but Yeomanry is only like 4 range for longbows, and it's not necessarily a high impact card. It is an upgrade. It's an upgrade nevertheless. I think a lot of players are now starting to drift away from this upgrade in favour of just 9 Musketeer, Falconets, 1k Coin Artillery Foundry, and spamming Falconets to kind of assert your range dominance in that way instead of going for the longbow play. Manor House is providing a forward line of sight here. Both these manor houses should overlap and provide good line of sight, which I think they do, especially in the second stage with extra line of sight being awarded to all buildings and units. And Fitzbro aging up already. He must have aged up with the... He aged up with the Messenger, it seems like. A 330 age up. That's pretty good. Let's see if I can get that good old ASUI up. There we go. Need to remember that every game. 19 vils here for the British player. 14 vils here for the haudenosaunee. Hunting here, bit idle. Not, moving a lot of villages here for the herding is never ideal, but... because he's the dominant player here, I don't think it should be too much of a problem that his villagers are away from the town centre. And if he's been raided by British Hussars, all it means is he's just not putting on enough pressure himself, which I think is the position that the haudenosaunee player will likely to be on a specifically on a fast age. Looks like that Warhut will just it won't come up in time. The cannons will be sent home, and oh, this is experience here from Fitzbro. If he's looking back at this, I would highly recommend delaying your shipments until you throw down your war hut and you know it's going to be built, because now your cannons have just popped past the war hut. They could have been on the field at this moment in time forward of the map about 5 seconds earlier, 7 seconds earlier, and that could be the difference between this outpost being denied and sieged down or it getting up full HP. So these are the very small, minute things we need to be looking out for in a aggressive build like this. Every second counts. And it does move in, though. Villagers, no great goats just yet. Let's look at Alligator. I bet he's going to start clicking it now once he realises the canyon's in his base. He does have a batch of musketeers coming in. Villagers just about getting into the town centre. Actually, his own dude with the pet monkey possibly blocking his own village. I'm surprised that all the villagers actually managed to get in. He's trying to micro the villagers as long as possible. I know that feeling, trying to make the most of every villager second. I mean, when you see that one villager go down, you're like, oh, come on. That was not the plan. And, yeah, 4 musks, dude, pet monkey, holding firm. But 3 hyenas are circling around. You see that Fitzbro is starting to try and turn on that pressure. Military population 9-4 in favour of Fitz. Second explorer moving across the map. Is actually Fitzbro thinking of going for a second TP? I don't really think... Well, it might be actually. He's getting close to that 200 mark. He's just waiting by the trading post. Just certainly running around, keeping the British player contained. There's a stable coming down from Alligator. Nearly up to 200 wood there from Fitzbro. Alligator having to run his villas here from the 3 hyenas. Just nice position, just forcing this out of time. You don't want to go too deep here. I don't think it's worth taking outpost and town centre fire. Because especially when you want to make sure you continuously have a military presence. Yeah, the cannons go in, forcing the response, and bam, there's a second TP from Fitzbro. And although he's keeping his explorer out of the combat for the time being, I'm sure he'll bring it in to burst and help his units later on. Alligator he does have enough hunt here. He just does have enough vills. Only the hunting dogs behind it, but I'm sure Alligator will be feeling quite fine. 1 shipment ready to go. He's only sent 1 shipment so far. He's probably debating whether he needs to send 6 musketeers to hold or not, but I'm sure now behind it he'll send... I would like to see 600 wood here instead of 5 vil. I don't think it overly matters, 5 vil or 600. He's going to go for the 5 vil idea and probably... Because it's all delayed, he might then go for 700 coins instead of the 600 vil. He's actually going coin now. So he wants to try and get a mass out of units as fast as possible. He does have 3 goats. I'm surprised the early 700 coin in this situation. I really think that maybe a second economy shipment here would do you quite well, especially with the tower, town centre, and the availability of hunts underneath your base. It's interesting to see how Fitzbro's going to play this moving forward. He sent 4 cannons into 5 vills, now sending tomahawks, so he does have a certain amount of economy behind. But it's a bit of an interesting card order. It's not full on aggression, it's not full on eco, it's a little bit of both, maybe in a little non-standard order, but the 4 canyons have certainly done enough to justify their shipments at this moment in time. 1 hyena in queue, going for a second hyena. No villagers here. Maybe he's just trying to go for a full-on military timing. There's 1 unit here just holding this entire batch, slowing them down, but it looks like they've sorted themselves out. Maybe, I don't know who's taking a straw in the park, but this feels quite a slow movement across the army, but now it's all back to normal. Loving that emote there from Lionheart. I know where you got that, man. I know where you got that. I might steal it for myself. You never know. Got to be looking out for your villagers and the berries. Not safe on their own. They do need a big, strong lad to protect them. With a big, long, pointy spear arrow is probably the best way to protect them as well. 11 tomahawks, 11 hyenas on the northern side. Try and push in down to the south. Meanwhile, Alligator here getting another batch of musketeers out. Couple of hussars, only 2. But I like this, escorting the villager out to keep them safe while herding back. Alligator knows how valuable it is and how important it is to secure hunt as a British player. 3 canyons here, probably left on their own, probably forgotten about actually being moved in here by Fitzbro, but going straight into a musk line. And musketeers will automatically attack, and actually it's just nice there from Alligator. And Fitzbro does put it back in time. Nice to see. Look at Fitzbro, what he sees. He's moving top side. That villager gonna go down. Oh no, it doesn't. Yes, it does. Dicing me there. I thought the villager survived the thrown axes, but it was the arrows behind from the hyenas managed to pick that vill off completely. This is a nice aggro play here from Irob. I'm just waiting to see the killer instinctive move of pushing in. 600 wood coming in behind his. Expecting it to be sent to the town centre. Hoping he's got the economic military split. Yes, he does. 600 wood usually indicates a stable into Kanya transition with more tomahawks being added. Takes a while to burn through all that, just making tomahawks behind this. And Lionheart, that emoji is a great counter to go with that as well. Oh my god. You saucy devil.
Oh, there you go.
Tomahawks, 21 of them in total. I think he's gone for the Eero big button here behind this. Looking back in his base, probably needs to go for another longhouse. There's the war hut, secondary war hut on the caribou. And I'd have to urge the second war hut to be placed forward to protect this, your forward position as well. To kind of both these buildings overlap each other. Defensive stronghold here. That's what we're thinking about. If you lose this forward war hut, you're in a really poor position. Well, maybe if you got the one back, it's not too bad. Actually, hasn't even researched Eero scouting party at the moment. So yeah, going for some tomahawks and the scouting party as well. Just going to go for a big timing. No upgrades, so he needs conservative tactics now. Big shipment. Send the right shipment in. Yes, he's sending the right shipment here. This is going to be infantry combat for himself. He's just gearing up for that timing attack we keep on speaking about. But Alligator, let's see his position. I'm not really quite certain, but he's in the position he wants to be. Sending that 700 coin nice and early. Didn't really jump off with too much momentum from that. Now catching 3 canyons, but does see all the infantry mass here from the Explorer scouts in the war hut, but does buy time. Musketeers still chasing, but they feel like a bit out of position. Obviously, of course, the trading post here from Fitzbro gets to see everything because they've just run past. So Fitzbro knows fully what's going on, and Musketeer combats Tomahawks and a couple of ANs as well to deal with the Musketeer infantry line behind us. This is going to be should be a good engagement here for Fitzbro. Does have wood back for a community plaza and potential war dance, which I would encourage him to think about and consider. There's the Hussars coming back, and the Hussars are trapped. The snare comes in from the Canyon Horseman. If the snare comes in, this is huge. The snare does come in, but the Hussars do manage to turn around just about. Will lose a couple, though. I do see, yeah, he's actually thinking about turning back in, but he's got to run now. He has lost that middle map position, and nice pick up there from Fitzbro. Just feels like he's closing this momentum gap. He still has military advantage. Doesn't have economy, but his military units are just stronger naturally. Hussars coming back in again. They know what they're getting into. Chasing 3 ANs. He gets caught. Oh no, this is brutal. Another 2 Hussars go down. The range attack there. That's another 3 Huss in total. Runs past the war hut. Another big pot shots. And the Musketeers are standing here literally helpless. They cannot do anything to engage a Tomahawk ANer. And Alligator must go back. And I think he needs to transition into either Grenadiers or Longbows, because he's in trouble. Tomahawks are probably the best anti-cavalry musketeer unit in the game, barring the Kenya, but even that's now close maybe. I think Kenya overall is slightly better than the Tomahawk, but it's very close. But in terms of anti-cavalry, Tomahawks just destroy Hussars in close combat 15 times by 3. Janissaries only have like 20 times by 2. Not even 18 times by 2. It's not even that high. And yes, here comes the engagement. Hussars just charging straight in, but a couple Tomahawks nice and close, and just the Hussars just melt down quickly. We do have the Eero Explorer full HP tanking a lot. Not too trusting the crack shot coming just yet from him. Looking to see the crack shot and the shotgun effect would be very, very good. More Hussars coming in, but the amount of just stuff here from the Eero player. War Dance is actually in here from Fitzbro. How many he's got dancing? He's got 13 dancing for 13%. That's good to see, actually. 23 range attack on the Tomahawks. The villagers going down as well. And yeah, same range attack here as a Tomahawk, but has much more HP. Another 31. Backed up by the Explorers. It's a very strong position. And now pushing in with the 7 AN shipment behind after sending in the infantry combat shipment. It's great because that allows him to have the stronger units on the shipments and makes the 7 AN shipment stronger as it is, because they're already carded and teched. And Greater Gator saying, not my proudest moment of the tourney. And no, not really, to be honest. I like to think Brit players as Brit bots. It feels like just 700 wood, 5 il, 600 wood, sit in base, push out afterwards, be home in time for tea and medals, easy does it. But Fitzbro here slamming his haudenosaunee army right into Alligator's army after donating all his Hussars. Coming in for another Hussars, chasing pull trick coming in. Fitzbro with this epic micro here, getting his units together. Still kind of waiting to see maybe a bit of a Kanya idea here from Fitz to try and put some pressure on some vills. There's some vills topside here, which is always got to be considering if you're zoning off blockading the villagers from one side, and especially on a closed map like Kamchatka, you know they're not here, so they've got to be up here or up to here, and that's where they are. And actually, maybe in range of Fitzbro's line of sight. It's slightly close. He's got a scout. He's got vision on the hunt, but he's just pushing in. Look at this. 38 hours, 24 Tomahawks, and it's so refreshing to see some colonial play with the haudenosaunee. Famously players and every other civ was scared of the Iro rush back in RE days and how it's unbeatable. Although there's been some changes since, it's glad to see the idea of the H2 play from Iro come back in. Got Hussars charging, Minutemen timing. Okay, here's the defensive play here from Alligator. Look at his units, does have Musketeer attack. Tom also getting nice and close. I think he's gotten all into melee mode, which I think is a possible mistake because he's actually trying to get close before getting that attack move in. A bit of range attack, maybe natural melee when the Hussars get close. Hussars chasing around, good micro here, pulling the tomahawks, but the Eners stand behind though. Double rate of fire and double multipliers versus musks. Musks are falling over so fast. Where are the longbows here? Alligator, where are the longbows? You do see full infantry here, and Aena's hard counter musketeers. And what a cleanup there by Fitzbro in Alligator's base. The Minutemen, the last men standing, because they don't get counted that heavy by Aena's. Most of the tops have gone down though, but there's still a reinforcing batch of another 7 coming through. Enough here to deal damage here as well. And yeah, that's infantry HP on the units as well. Doesn't have infantry attack here. I'd rather have infantry attack than HP, but still an upgrade to the unit is absolutely fine, and he knows where he wants to go. He's looking to put more pressure. All the villagers in the town centre. How many in here? 18 villas, that's a lot. And I think once he realises some villas up here, some more stuff going down here. It's just tomahawks on manor houses. The Explorer not even in that main fight. That's a bit of an oopsie moment there from Fitzbro, missing out on that crucial HP bonus, the tank of the Explorer as well, and that crack shot. Basically the shotgun ability, we like to call it. So strong. Batch of 3 Hussars coming to the middle of the army, and yeah, Fitzbro just turning his attack on. Tomahawks in melee ripping through the Hussars there. Villagers coming out just to try and block and soak up the Tomahawks. There's the 6 Musketeers shimming on with Musketeer attack. And yeah, he's actually pulled off the Ender's siege on that. And what a mess. The GG has been called. GG indeed. And Alligator, if you want to be pushing that table, these are the games you've got to be winning. You've got to expect a great standard of yourself every game. And today, Fitzbro was above your standard and earns himself a valuable point in his fight for mid-table positions as well. And I think Alligator Fitzbro very closely matched in the league table as a result. So great to see points shared so far this series with 1 to go. Let's look at the post game behind here. Timeline. Villager population. That 5-0 came in quite late. Went for the 700 gold first. And when you see players sending 700 gold, you're expecting great things and great pushing out. But although that massive Hussars and Musks came afterwards, just never reached the level of Iro, and then a few freebies for the, let's say, for the Iro army. That's 10 pop worth of Hussars going down basically there, and then maybe a little bit more actually, I think it is. So maybe, let's say, we'll call it 6 Hussars, 12 population going down for free. That first fight as well in front of for Iro went really well. Aena's doing their work versus the Musketeers. I think that's at this point as well, villagers going down quite a considerable amount. Yeah, 46 down to 35, always trickling down as the fight goes on, but that was the main fight. And yeah, villagers actually still continuing to go down as the populations were increased, and very light skirmishes were occurring. So all this was just absolute winning moments there for Fitzbro. And then the final fight, had to try his best. Called the Minutemen, went in. Good micro there of Hussars, I'd say, actually, there from Alligator. Did what he had to do, but unfortunately, Aena's hard counter Musketeers in this situation. No longbows, no walls, no... I think Grenadiers could be a fun unit in this situation. I don't think they have the... Oh, they might still have their heavy infantry tag, so the Aeons will still counter them technically as well. Oh, maybe Iro Brits and H2 affair these days. Something for you guys as players to check out in your own time, and I encourage you to do so as well. But yeah, good game. We'll move on to the final game. Alligator versus Fitz, let's do it. Yeah, I think you're right, Sensei. Kind of Kanya versus Musketeer. It's just a nice way to get stable down at a later point if you ever wanted it. But the second war hut at home, yeah, it does make sense. I think the map control element of putting pressure on vills would have also been very nice. A couple Kanyas on top of those northern vills would have been fine. But yeah, final game, we're on Florida. This is Fitzbro's home map, and no surprises, once again, he picks the Lakota civilization on Florida. And actually, as he won the last game, this is his first pick with the ability for Alligator to counterpick, and Alligator counterpicking the Lakota with the Aztecs. Not sure I see this matchup very often. It did feature quite a lot during the, obviously the War Chiefs tournaments. Bit of fun action that was, but yeah. Other things to note: we do start off with a market. We do see Fitzbro, starting off with a coin. Looks like he's bought a batch of wood ready to go already. I think he's looking for some treasures to take, maybe a wood treasure, but he's gone past a 90 coin treasure. I suppose he can't take it because he needs the remaining coin to buy the wood, but he needs to use the wood to build a queen mining pit, which I think is a little bit silly actually. But he's just come across an 80 wood treasure. That's something for him to convert if he has that ability available. Maybe convert the pirate, then both of them work together on the bandit blowgunner. And this is a decent map here for the War Chief civilizations due to their strong native convertibility and the strong treasures that are present here as well. Well, yeah, I think Fitzbro as well would have been very happy to see an Aztec as the opposing civilization, not because it has to, not because it's like a matchup he likes or not. It just feels like he's got a friend in the native War Chief community playing these War Chief civilizations. This is one thing I really dislike with Lakota, is like how they can pick off Aztec Eagle Scouts, the Chinese Disciple, and these other pseudo units for free. Basically, you can't get away from this boy, and it takes taking out an Eagle Scout there for 100 HP, 130. So worth the trade. Alligator, same poor guy, and I'm certainly with him at the moment. That is a very nice trade there for Fitzbro. Queuing up 15 villagers, does have a couple sheep here. May actually want to crack on with this herding. He's let this turkey go a bit behind. I know that players like to focus on their Age 1 Controller Explorer, but you cannot neglect your early macro of getting Hunt underneath the town centre. Is a hugely prioritized thing to do. Must have it, because the less you can have your villagers walking around doing nothing, the more they can gather in, the better your Age 1 will be. And at this moment in time, Fitzbro needs to basically get onto the sheep and use these as his Age 1 hunts to kind of bail him out of the situation. Honestly, that's as kind of flat out as it is, because all this is just, that's 5 food gone, that's 10 food gone, that's 15 food gone, and he ages up a 1 vil slower. He's going for the 16 vil age up here, which is not ideal. 100 food treasure here does help to recover his position, and you should be able to get 16 vil idlers here afterwards, so not too bad. And looking to get trading post behind, but I think that's early Age 1 there for the hunting. Not ideal from Fitzbro's situation, but yeah, it does have the native bandit blowgunner though, so I'm glad he's actually converted the native guard instead of just instant kill it. Certainly worth having. He's going to work his way up now to the 80 wood treasure. Where's the pirate? Oh, it's been converted by Aztecs. He has the same idea, but where's he going? You can't just leave a blowgunner treasure on its own. That's way too flimsy of a native to leave on its own. And yeah, Nicole's going in, he's thinking, oh, lovely. He can't believe his luck. He's going to take it? He's got to take it. You've got to try and take it at least, because Aztec is coming back in before it happens. And there we go. Alligator moving in. Does see the bandit blowgun is just going to blend in, but it's going to get absolutely destroyed here by Aztec. Aztec having its multiplier versus the Treasure Guardians. Lakota thinks he can get away with it. I think both players are going to try and convert their next bandit blowgun, or maybe go for Lakota going to go for a sneaky one-hit kill and try and catch the Aztec player a bit unaware. What level was Brownstown? I think Brownstown is better than me and you, just a little bit. He plays Aztec to a very high level. Very impressed by his player style. Oh, he's going to get it. Oh, Sue gets it. Gator doesn't even contest it. The pirate's there, but I think the pirate and the blowgunner should be fine. Aztec going back in to try and pick off the blowgunner. And yeah, it's just, in the end, picking up 2 blowgunners here, basically for free there from Alligator. Fitzbro does get the treasure. He's going to run away and build his trading post. And still got no trading post. He's going War Hut. This is super early here from Lakota, expecting aggressive play here from the Aztec player. Alligator sending in, was it the 3 Warrior Priest first? He's going for a full Warrior Priest boom behind here. And into 700 wood afterwards. Nice water deck here. Does have water ceremony. Does have the 2 Talok canoes 4-vil, 5-vil as well. Interesting idea, but I think with all this XP coming in from the fire pit, it certainly works out quite well. Even adding in a trading post. Does he really need a trading post as well? You'll never say no to extra economy, but it probably is inferior compared to, you know, a 10 warrior priest XP dance. But then if you have the warrior guys onto fertility dance or war dance, you still get the XP from the train post. So, you know, it certainly can't help. And Fitzbro, he's realised what's happened. He realises his opponent is booming behind, where he's gone defensive war heart. He's made 5 Setons, no trading post, going for the 5 villagers card number 1, but needs to quickly adapt his play. Scouting the coast, does not see any water play, and Fitzbro urgently needs a trading post now. This is game to find at this moment if he doesn't react to this boomy play here. War hut being built by Alligator. We do see 5 vills actually on it. He knows that he wants to get this done. He wants to work on it, and I think it's going to be a great idea for him to do so. He has a market here to buy another batch of wood, but just finish off that remaining wood. A second war hut would be certainly very nice to hold if you want to sit in base with warrior priests. This is kind of the classic war hut, bit of wall in defensive play, really hard for your opponent to break in, and a couple of Setons here. Yeah, unfortunately, Setons with 100 HP, and the war hut town centre should be enough to one-hit kill with full garrison of the town centre. Explorer goes in first, taking the damage, taking down the pirate. The Seton has killed 1 villager though, so that's a nice pick up there. And we're going to try and work on these treasure gardens behind as well. Here comes the town centre fire. 1 vill gets in, couple more probably afterwards. And yeah, Alligator's on war. Alligator's on war dance with 1 unit. He's got 1 unit to buff. Okay, there's the Puma Spearman with 12 hand attack. It's almost not worth even war dance in this moment here from Alligator. I think he's realised he's going to go for warrior dance instead, which is actually much smarter play. I give him props for that decision. Yeah, poor animation, but certainly strong kind of musketeer style units. Pushes Fitzbro all the way back. Still no TP idea. Is Fitzbro going to go for Great Hunter here? He's gone for the 700 wood afterwards. 3 bows, stable in base as well. Does he have hunting dogs? He does have hunting dogs in the stable, which is good to see. Leads a season bow to a jaguar, and I nearly lost a second there. I think it's just one of those you can't. If you know how strong these treasure gardens are, you know you can't leave squishy long archers on underneath them. Alligator's position here. Macro looks a bit tight, but he does have a nice match of pike and slinger, so he should be fine versus any H2 pressure. Hasn't seen too much here from Lakota. And yeah, I've not been a fan of H2 Lakota infantry for a while. I think just classic 5 vills, 700 gold, double stable, bow rider spam could have put more pressure on in this instance. We'll get another vill though, that's quite nice. Maybe another 2 actually, but no, a bit of split fire. A couple of warriors here, 1 HP. Their HP go down very, very fast in this instance. Big boys back up to 4 HP, and these guys will continue their conversation standing around talking about the price of watermelons. Are they peppers? It's like a really flat texture. It looks like someone's gone online and typed in like red peppers, kitchen menus, and just like snapshot a little picture of that around into that bucket. It's quite funny. Bow Rider's backside that's what we're talking about, Fitz. That's a nice massive Bow Riders. 1 villager here exposed, 2 villagers northern side exposed as well. Going to raid him with the Setons. Setons being seen by the war huts. Will Alligator take the bait? He's going to go for it. He's going to push in onto the Seton bows. This should allow the Fitzbro Riders to come in behind. Yes, there's the Bow Riders. 1 villager, bam, instantly picked off there. Villagers, no great coats just yet. Pike's going to move in to try and intercept, but Pike's chasing down. Bow Riders is laughable at best. First TP built by Lakota. Setons get out of the way. He's going to go for another raid here. We'll see the pikeman try and cut his way, and we'll trade 1 bow rider for 1 pikeman, it seems. So yeah, all in all, that's not too bad there for Fitz, I think, in total. You know, getting that vill kill, forcing a bit of mind games as well. Going for a dock as well. Fitz loves his water play, doesn't he? Dockers, Lakota, 8 minute, maybe a bit of a late transition. And ideas something like going 700 wood, 600 wood, 5 vill instead could have been better. So we've got a second corral? Fitz? What? What are you doing? Why? guess you're going to try and go for a massive, large mass of bow riders here on that 700 coins, make good use of that. But I feel that that spare wood, it would be very wise to go into this dock boom to try and grow this. But yeah, Fitzbro attacking his opponent 2 fronts, the military ward, the 700 coin, bow rider spam, and try and go for the economy on the water. Feels like Alligator has like sat in the same position here for the last 5 minutes. I don't know what you guys are thinking. Like, I feel like this like something should have happened by now, like an age up or something. It's just he's got his 10 warrior priests, but apart from that, he's just been chilling. He's got lots of shipments to send, I guess, but he's just not really got round to it. Extra 11.3 experience per second. That's insane. That's insane amount of XP coming in there from the community plaza. Really good to see. Oh, thank you, Bremer. I'm glad you enjoy the casts. My opinion on Aztecs is that I don't think I'll ever play a game as Aztecs. For some reason, like Aztecs and Inca in particular, I've just not wanted to play them. It's a really interesting one. I do like playing Lakota though. I think I do enjoy the mobility of the kind of bow riders. I like how they're strong units, but also good raiding really forces your opponent to kind of consider defensive play. Musk Semi from France, for example. Yeah, good stuff here. Fitzbro, he knows. I talked to him about this. He knows the Seminole and Carib settlement. Just imagine here having bow riders here with double multiplier versus villagers and 10%. So both those attacks, 2.2 times the attack versus villagers. That's insane. That's an insane map for Lakota. Seminole as well with a 15% tech. Quite expensive though. 250 wood, 250 gold. But if you can afford it on the 700 wood, then why not? It's certainly strong. And here comes a massive bow rider raid. Northern side, Vils exposed. No great coats here. Another bow rider's back flank to the southern side. Alligator being pulled across to the left hand side. He's reacting to the top side. And then comes the bow rider to the bottom side. My God, Fitzbro dominating this position. And just as fast as the wind, he gets out there with the bow riders on the northern side as well. Pikemen trying to move to reinforce the defense. Every game, guys, get your great coats because this happens and you just lost yourself 7 vils there. I think it's 7 vils. I think it was at least at 30. 23 villager eco as Aztec is not where he wants to be. And Fitzbro has just a click of a finger just put the game back into his advantage. The fishing boom's working out. Oh my God, Fitzbro, I apologise for saying the double stable played 700 coin because he's got axe riders. Where did you find his units, like Fitzbro? Where's he pulling them from? Is he like hiding them in the trading post and it's just like, hey guys, you can come out of the building now. Let's do it. He's kept the Setons alive all this time, and Alligator, now he's decided he wants all his villagers in one place. He wants his pikemen sat on top of the vills. He does not want any sneaky business here. But Fitzbro on the water. And yeah, no, looking absolutely fine. Nice supplementary eco here. Could do a bit more, but he looks like he's trying to age. Oh, he's getting the Seminole. Oh, he's gone for the. I'd rather see Carib first actually because it's a little bit cheaper, 10%, and it's yeah, it's 250 food, 250 gold instead of 250 wood. But yeah, I think he's seen the tech he wants, but he knows it's a bit out. It's a bit. Oh, he's got it. He's got it already! Oh, Fitzbro, 26 attack. Bow riders in age 2. He knows the map. He has done his homework. And don't you love it when you have people playing tournament games and they know the map well. They have strats specific for the map and they can execute it. Does the upgrade affect bow riders? Of course it does, because the bow riders are an archer class style unit. All archers. So the Seminole, they boost Yumi archers, longbows, crossbows, bow riders, arrow knights possibly. I think they should do on taunting slingers. Beautiful play here. Even the Seton bows here getting a buff. Yeah, 17 attack Seton bows with a double multiplier versus heavy infantry. Those Puma Spearmen, they better take cover. They better watch out, especially if they're less HP as well, -10. I swear someone in the chat said Aztec's favoured here, but you got to be careful. You got to see what's coming in this way. Fitzbro with his full war dance on. He does have Community Plaza here, up to 23. He's going to go for the Indian native charge. Charge in. There's Aztecs. Puma Spearman forming a decent front line though. Bowman's going to start firing. Seaton's actually taking a while to engage here. Looks like Fitzbro's just grouping his units into like one massive batch of heavy cavalry, one bow rise. Really needs to kind of keep some of the hand cavalry interested, but not lose all of them to the spearmen. That's a bit of an oopsie moment there, losing all those hand cavalry. I think that's the charge of his push there. Pretty much gone at that moment. Does have reinforcing batches of hand cab, but sat in between a noble's hut, two war hut town centre, and all these eagle run knights. And sometimes the thing is, this Lakota army is just getting wrecked. And that engagement, I don't think you would like to see that one again. That was not pretty, and damn. Aztec holds on. Both players going for full war dance, but it's just the sling. It's just the efficiency of slingers, I think. I think my units are attacking buildings. Not too much. There's a little bit going on, but it's just pushing a hand cavalry force into a row of pikes this way. I feel like a total war game when you charge like Persian infantry into a line of Spartan hoplites and you just watch all of them fall over. You're like, oh my god, why did I do that? And yeah, well, I don't really know what Fitz does from here actually. Not panic, I guess, because he does have 47 Vil Eco Alligator. Oh my god, that's what's going to hurt the most. He's had the Vil lead, didn't he? He had the Vil lead. Like, sometimes I play this on Quick Search Ladder as well. So if I had the Vil lead, I just sit back and be boring. And I apologise to my viewers, saying, "Sorry, this is just what you got to do when you're in the lead. You need to force him out your base because sometimes you just can't go into bases." We got Noble's Hut, multiply versus cavalry, 49, 1.5 versus cavalry, multiply versus cavalry, multiply versus cavalry. Get to see a bit of a theme here. Buildings are good versus cavalry, and mainly cavalry armor charging into pike building, not going to work. Sensei, why would you ever look away from a harassing cast? Like, you're missing out on action. And yes, he did miss an epic fight from Alligator's point of view. Or maybe a possible epic fail from Fitzbro. But I'd rather not say epic fail because it's all fun in games. It's all learning. It's all a bit of enjoyment. And I've been impressed by Fitzbro's play this game as well. But Eagle Knights here is just an incredible unit to deal with versus Lakota in particular. And it kind of forces... it kind of forces... Lakota to go like bow rider, dog soldier, but even then, like, dog soldiers are not tanky enough to hold on to eagle riders while we prod down the ontons and slingers. Aztec here looks to be a fine position. Now that the fertility dance and the 10 warrior priest regrowing that eco behind, got another noble's hut on the coast here to kind of continue that eagle production. Fitzbro as well does have great hunters, so it's not all doom and gloom. Does have some strong hunting upgrades behind this. I'm sure we thinking of trying to get to the next stage at some point. He might want to move his fishing boats onto the whales. Yeah, he's got 4 here on another whale. He's got another whale, a couple of fishing here to be included. And yeah, his economy isn't bad. Like, he's actually really good. One thing Fitzbro's really improved at recently is his just generic macro. Like, consciously having a villager being trained, constantly doing this and that. And I think because also Fitzbro's a bit more newer player in the Definitive Edition era, he often just goes side dock and it just works. Like a couple of fishing boats, yeah, it's actually really helping him play. Like, I wouldn't consider going water with Lakota ever, really, but it does work in this situation. And yeah, what Fitzbro's got to be careful is pushing too far forward with the fishing boat. I know he's trying to scout for water himself, but actually if he gets picked up by the town centre, it looks like Alligator this is the first he's ever seen of any water of play here from Lakota, and bam, that's just signed goodbye to his water eco. I'm expecting to see very soon after a dock throwdown, maybe a canoe or two, could even jump into Talok canoes. I'm sure he's still want to go for night combat though at some point. Maybe he's actually saving it for the Temple of Sentinel support. He's going for a Temple of Talok support now for the Eagle Runners. Let's see what this upgrade is. 4 range attack. Is that just range by 4? Wow. No, it's rate by 4. Damn. It's going from 12 musket to 16. I suppose that makes sense, yeah. But even then, that outranges Dragoon significantly. That's a strong upgrade there. Actually makes the fight here with bow riders to try and defend look pretty awkward. Sheep's being gathered here at the back with all these villagers. That's good to see. Still so much hunting base. That's so much. Couple Villagers comparing logs and log sizes because that's what you do. Cavalry pushing in topside, looking to find opportunity. Feels run into the town centre, but it's Eagle Knights here. And I'm sure Fitzbro was saying to his viewers, oh my god, look at his Eagle Run. Oh, he's just melting the cavalry. Oh, his Eagle Run Knights are probably the most insane unit in the game. Just because how they function. Because like, is that what they do to Minecoin? Yes. Yes, this is how they got some mine coin. See, this coin mine's going down by quite a bit. It's only because apparently it's was not culture appropriate to suggest that they mine the coin mines. Don't worry, the entire Empire Story community thinks it's completely just annoying mechanic, just really poorly designed, and I'm really surprised that got pushed through. Just really makes playing Lakota and Eero just a bit more awkward. Some people say it's fine, but actually some of the animations here make it really confusing to see if they're working. And they kind of like blend in as well, like they blend into the brown, like the brown clover just blend into the brown furs. It's sometimes quite hard to see what you've got there. Whereas, you know, villagers on a coin mine, it's very evident to see, okay, that's how many villagers got mining coin. Thank you. On tons of slingers, Eagles pushing forward here from Alligator. Fitzbro has to pull back and go for the edge up. He needs a tech advantage here. He needs something to his way. He is in the fortress age now. The time is 19 minutes. It's going to be a 6-dog soldier big button. If he goes for it, I think he needs to do something along the lines of that. Or maybe massive war hut TP defense. Yeah, it was much worse. It was like they were kind of like, they've got slow plantations, and that was their only coin access. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what most people got offended, because it wasn't the actual animation. It was the fact that it's fundamentally changing the mechanics just to satisfy some kind of it's not really a political thing, but you know what I mean. It's like a snowflake thing. Just like, you know, having to build a building to mine coin where other civs don't have to do that is quite awkward in design. I'm loving the TP play here from Fitzbro. Fitzbro really understanding the defensive play that the role that these TPs form, just to try and get something. These Wakinas are getting a bit more HP now, and this is where, you know, the cavalry, if they can get in underneath as well. A couple of Eagle Knights possibly out of place here, looking for an elite axe rider. Cav combat, Cav HP, Cav attack, elite. This actually could be a big fight here for Alligator's point of view. This isn't that bad of an engagement. Here we do see a couple of axe rise up to about 468 HP due to the TP support. He doesn't have TP attack, he has Buccaneers instead. So a bit of a shame to have TP attack, but it does have enough units here. And although I think Aztec wins the fight, Aztec might win the war as well, unfortunately, behind here. Aztec up to 59 villager eco with that fertility dance boom behind. And yeah, really close there by Fitz actually to try and come back into that situation. Oh, I'm surprised Alligator stayed down underneath all his TPs. He must be counting these, like, all his TPs in like 2 hands, thinking, oh, what do these buildings do? And yeah, 141 HP, 155 Wakina rifles. Considering these guys start at 85 HP, that's an incredible amount of extra buff for those units. And oh, another batch of units. Is this just inexperience here from Alligator standing underneath like all this? Might be. That's a good batch, but more reinforcements, more villager eco should in the end lead to Alligator being fine. But that's another batch of Wakinas here. That army's gone. The reinforcements here are quite significant here for Alligator, pushing out across the map. Lots of hunting opportunities. If Fitzbro had a little bit more fishing, I think he would have had much more economy just to come back into this. He's not looking at the fight, he's looking at the score. He's observing his finely crafted position. But Wakina's actually taking the fight outside his base. Is now going to be a bit of a weaker position. These Equinox probably will rip through these Wakinas quite fast, and there you go. 4 Wakinas just drop in that fast. That's insane how effective those units are. Especially their double rate of fire. 30 attack, basically. 30 attack Dragoons versus the 20 attack ranged infantry. Yeah, it's a lot of people said that it's really, like, some people have like some spare coin mine like buildings just in case they need to move while a fight's happening. Because if a fight you need to mine some coin and you only got like 22 woods and you're stock and you can't afford the 25, it's just such like a up yours moment. Really, really is awkward. Oh, 6 Skull Knights shipment here from Alligator. And yeah, I guess Fitzbro's got no reason to not go full. Wakina's here behind us. But another big batch of Eagle Runners, another big batch of Coyotes here from Alligator. Actually, the Coyote Runners is a smart idea. Fitzbro here, full batch of Wakina. Axe Rider being sent, Axe Rider being trained. 5 Axe Rider shipment. Yes, a huge shipment still to come in. Still has 3 dogs as well. Villagers being picked off. Fitzbro using what he has available very, very well, it has to be said. But you have to feel that unfortunately be a little bit too late in that department. There you go. 27 Wakinas, and we're up to about now 5 Axe, soon to be 10 Axe Riders behind this. Yeah, they do. They should do. I feel that the I feel that they on some of the slingers should be classed as archer style units. I know they only slingers instead of archers, but they should. Well, I don't know. Technically, they're not archers, are they? They're slingers, so they wouldn't have poison tip arrows if they're hurling rocks. I mean, that's technically true, but you could argue that Eagle Run Knights are archer classes because they throw javelins. It's like an archer but with no bow, if you know what I mean. It's really weird in that situation. More TP's being thrown down. Very nice play here, but unfortunately, Eagle Run Knights go into town on top of the Axe Riders, and it feels like in this matchup you kind of do need to go with Keener Bow Rider at this moment in time. Unfortunately, Eagle Run Knights are just way too strong versus cavalry. Like, really, they're the strongest anti-cavalry dragoon units in the game. Another batch of Akinas trying to come in behind and do well, but I just don't quite think it'll be enough. You can see Fitzbro microing to the very last second here, but he's just army out in the open, being cleaned up here. GG being cool, and yeah, good game that was to enjoy to round off that series. Should have been a Fitzbro game, but goes over to Alligator. Alligator winning the series 2-1 in the end. So yeah, well played to both players, and yeah, that final game, Fitzbro. The Bow Rider play, the Bow Rider upgrades here from the Seminole. Didn't get the Carib assessment in the end to really buff, especially if you went the Carib instead and had that double multiply versus villagers, you could be in and out, killed twice as many villagers, and really dictated the game that way. Went in for that massive fight, but got caught in between lots of defensive builds and multipliers. Full War Dance by 10 Warrior Priests, so that's a much stronger War Dance than what the Lakota can achieve. A row of pikes perfectly positioned in between these two buildings, and slingers firing away, and some awkward pathing from cavalry around this side of the war hut and this town centre into Warrior Priests. I think Warrior Priests tanked quite a bit of damage as well, so certainly, 360 apiece for each of these units is certainly not worth to kind of forget about in a big engagement like that. I know they're dancing, but because you're fighting, because you're automatically fighting near their dancing, there might be a bit of automatic targeting over there, so you've got to be considerate in that situation. Let's look at that military population, and oof, look at that, 89 down to 16, where Alligator went from 50 just down to 28, so losing 22 population. Fitzbro, cover your eyes. Oh my god, that's down to 65 population, I think. If I counted right, maybe 63, somewhere around that. It's brutal. Fitzbro should have won that game, unfortunately, and just made that one incorrect decision. But we forgive Fitzbro. That's a great game, a great series, and certainly enjoy that. And if you enjoyed that as well, you guys on YouTube, like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow the playlist. All the series will be uploaded to the channel at some point, and all the playlists will be added. All the videos will be uploaded to the Trash Can League playlist for you guys to enjoy at any time in the future. Any round, any series, any player, any matchup, you can enjoy at a later point. So make sure to check that out. I'll see you guys later.